They feel like um, certain B movies they pull off things because they're self aware, and that's what I like about them. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that you wouldn't normally see in a mainstream Hollywood film.
Yeah,
So I don't know. People are
because
strange.
big name actors won't do some of the things, and just even like obviously some action stuff is definitely like out of the question even for some stunt people.
Yeah, exactly.
But but yeah, you're right. They do like they cover some interesting ground.
Yeah. I just wish more people would acknowledge this and you know, stop with the whole like I like it, so it's awesome, it's fucking amazing. It's like, no, you like it,
Yeah,
so you like it.
yeah.
That's it.
Like, hey, I like it. I'm like, I tell, I said, I tell people too, like, hey, I like it. I'm like, if you do, that's fine. If not, that's fine too.
Yeah, you can be of two minds with these things.
Like bingo, like yeah, I do not have to. You all do not have to like march in lockstep with me.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like it, cool. I don't. I might not even care why you don't like it. So you don't like it, all right.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like more power to you. Hey, this would be a good
Exactly.
time to bring up your mainstream versus everything. You remember you brought that up a while back, and we never got a chance to really even talk about it. I think we talked about it a little bit while we were playing Vegas, but we didn't really get to go into it like we wanted to. So
Yep.
have at thee.
It's like exactly. The the title of this piece is called "They Don't Have to, so they're not going to."
Exactly. Exactly.
Again, people want to complain about the action in like the action or like the story elements or casting choices or any sort of creator. Let's just start with movies, one thing. People obviously had issue with like let's just say that Michael Bay did in the last 10 years that's not pain and gain.
uh,
So I mean, and I have a problem with that movie based on just the subject matter. Those guys are scumbags.
yeah,
But
exactly. Like,
anyway,
why glorify them? But that's Hollywood in a nutshell, though. They always glorify assholes and worthless people. You know.
exactly. So again, you have these. I mean, not even for like revisioning characters and story elements and settings and all that to work in a movie because a lot of things will not work as well. Or you can do so much more in a movie with people and lighting and sets and CGI and all that stuff. So if you want to make changes, by all means, go right ahead.
Yeah.
But you look at some of the choices, some of the things that we got. Not to mention, like there's some things that are just like flat out like illogical.
Yeah.
Like why people be through the radio.
What happened?
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
what's
Chilling.
happening, man?
Oh, I want to say hi.
What's up?
Hello, how are you?
We're good. Congrats for marrying this dude. Getting ready to marry this guy.
Yes.
Trying.
He is awesome. He is awesome. You found a good you made a good choice.
No, she made a good choice, bro.
Yeah, both of you. That's what I mean. Both of you.
Like two winners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you both are winners for real. Nah, so what's been going on, man?
Nothing. Just tomorrow night's my birthday, so I thought I'd jump on with you guys for a little bit. Head out.
Oh, cool.
Ah,
Happy belated birthday. I'll probably call you again tomorrow and wish you happy birthday too.
Oh well, tomorrow's technically my birthday, but we're going out tonight. The midnight.
Oh, I see. Bring it in.
ah,
Little
you're,
thing.
you're gonna ring it in. All right.
Yep, ring a ding ding.
It's quality. Cool, man. Yeah, I was gonna do a off our brains, and then I was like, you know what? Why don't we just shoot the shit and see what comes of it? And then like on another, another day when we all are like kind of just sitting around, we can like get into it and come up with a more themed episode or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the freaking trailer for Batman versus Superman?
Yeah, looks good, man.
A lot of people are like really like they say they're underwhelmed, as if they didn't really realize where this was going. Go ahead.
It's called Batman versus Superman.
Exactly. It's like
pretty self-explanatory.
Exactly. Like how could it be a happy-go-lucky, joyful experience when they're trying to kill one another? I don't get it.
It's like I can't believe they're fighting each other. It's like that was kind of the feeling they were going for.
Yeah, that's the point. The absolute point. Like, come on, guys.
It wasn't Batman and Superman Dawn of Justice. No,
it was
the, which clearly implies versus.
Yeah, I know, right?
But versus in the movie, that's just goofy.
I know, right? Who does that anymore? Who just writes out exactly what they mean? Who says that kind of shit anymore?
God, those assholes.
That leaves some mystery. I'm like, sure.
I know. When I first saw it, I was like, really? You can just spell out verses? Like, it's not a court case. Like, come on. But apparently that's what they were going for, so we have to respect them. I'm like, ugh.
Do we?
Yeah, we don't really have to. Nah, I'm just I'm just being sarcastic.
I'm not going to get personal, like in my criticism or anything, but I mean,
yeah,
I'm going to criticize.
I don't know. Like I said in my video, it's not that I hate it. I don't even really have a big opinion, except for the fact that I think they went about it the wrong way. They should have. I think that, like, when you start out with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and The Flash on your side, most people know those characters, so you could easily have started out with a Justice League film, and people would have been like, oh shit, cool, those are the guys I've been watching for the last 20 years on television. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just the TV audience. We're not even talking about, like, the comic book reading audience. So, and people have argued with me and said, oh, it's the worst possible thing they could do. I'm like, no, if you really think about it, it's not the worst thing they could have done. It's one of the better things they could have done because, like I said, they already have a built-in audience because most people, there's a lot of people that are older now that were kids when Justice League came out, the cartoon, and they know exactly who it is. Damn, something's getting its ass whooped. What the hell?
We interrupting something?
No.
Oh, I was playing the drums on my knees. You ever do that? You ever just start getting a tune in your head? You're just like...
I was like...
I have. I'm not going to lie, yeah.
Oh, man.
See, that's why people call me eccentric.
Yeah. Hey, it works. It works.
Like, hey, if you have those habits and you have money, exactly.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an opinion really. Like I said, I think it's gonna be. It might be good. It might be bad. It might be a train wreck. It feels like a train wreck right now, but let's wait and see what happens.
For me, like the first thing I was thinking, I'm like, man, it's like Avengers 2 or whatever. It's like we're already skipping to the friction part.
Yeah.
Can't things like work well initially and then we build some friction?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it would be nice. Like, I mean, I'm definitely interested in to see how they're like. I mean, it's weird because there's just like there's no build up for the new Batman, so it's kind of tough. But we've just seen all these Batman films, so I get why they want to like just kind of just include two characters into one movie instead of doing a whole another Batman movie and confusing the piss out of people.
Yeah.
That, like the mainstream people. So I mean, I get that part too, but I'm just kind of interested to see how they're going to handle like there's no real build up here. Like if they would have included like Batman in an end credit scene at the end of the Man of Steel movie, then probably you might have a little bit more of a build up.
Well, I think,
or even if they like came out with an extended scene or a new scene that they like added on to like a special edition for the DVD for Man of Steel, and threw in a quick scene there, kind of like like those silly little vignettes that they had for Agent Coulson in the Avengers movie.
Yeah,
when he was like at the gas station.
Yeah.
And, like even if they did something like that, like they just had a scene where Batman's got like all this stuff that he's seeing, all this stuff that happened on monitors, and then he's just like in the Batcave looking at this stuff. Something like that, just something simple would have had a better build up than I think that what we're getting. But I don't know. I liked the trailer. I thought the trailer looked good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a better Batman. That Batman in the 2-minute trailer could kick the shit out of the Christian Bale Batman.
But he's not wearing hockey.
The voice too, man. His voice sounded evil as hell, man.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn. He's like, can you bleed? I'm like, wow, like shit. He sounded like the devil. I'm like, God.
If you're gonna scare the crap out of people, you gotta sound like a fucking demon.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it I'm not saying that it'll suck. It looks good, and that part I have faith in Zack Snyder because he's a very visual director. I mean, he better be, but he's more of a visual director than we usually get. A lot of directors are good at, storytelling in different ways, but they don't have as distinct a visual style as he does. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when Zack Snyder directs some shit because it's got this look and this feel to it that feels like shit that it could fit on the page perfectly. Like each frame could be a page in a comic or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just visually so distinct. Kind of like, when you look back at John Woo's movies, like, Hard Boiled and Better Tomorrow and shit like that. And you see, doves and slow-mo and just guns unloading and shit. Like, it's John Woo when you see that kind of shit. Or the Wachowskis, those kind of super hardcore visual directors. Which right now, we don't have too many of those guys. I mean, people give Bryan Singer all this props, but he actually doesn't have any kind of style. His style is to take all the style away from whatever he's working on. So
take all the substance out of the story that they supposedly have.
Yeah, it's like the shit. Visual.
Doesn't make you a bad person, by the way. That's not why. That is just I already don't much care for him.
Yeah,
and that's fair. So I'm poking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it. He's a very lackluster director, and people give him too much props. And a lot of people don't even recognize the fact that he is solely a director. He is one of the most corporate-style directors there is. Like, he just does exactly what he's told, and that's it. There's nothing more. Whereas, like, Snyder has his own style, and he definitely will put, like, positive input in there to give us the best version possible as far as the visuals go. Story-wise, that's a little more difficult because the producers are the ones that come up with that shit. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Once the producers are set, that's the way it's going to go, most times. So, I don't know. I don't have a problem with the look of the film. I just feel like you can see that there's that producer fumbling or fiddling with the overall product. We need this, put this in there, put that in there, put this in there, and it might not go really well for the whole thing overall. At least that's what I kind of feel. I hope I'm wrong, because it would be nice to have a good Batman and Superman film,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I still would have liked that they should just do all 7 in there.
Yeah. And I think they might
Like,
have.
they're all well known enough to where like they don't. Again, every superhero
Doesn't need an origin story.
yeah, they don't need an origin story.
You're right.
Yeah, why don't we just do? You know what? That would have been a good idea. You guys are right. You should just do Justice League first,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Instead of all this build up, we'll be 55 years old by the time all these movies come out.
Yep.
Just see the new Batman
I know,
movie
right?
come out the other
Been waiting
day.
half my life for the damn shit. Shit.
Yeah. Ben Affleck's Batman in a wheelchair, he's rolling around. But it would have been nice if they did the Justice League movie and then did Batman vs Superman. I think that would have made more sense.
Yeah.
To do that, do the rivalry, do that. If you're going to do a rivalry, do it after that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like they have to come together, and then again, and you can see like Batman still kind of like the wheels are turning in Batman's head again. Like all these people with all these powers, it's like
Yeah.
you're defeating threats bigger than he knows he's defeating threats like almost as powerful or more powerful than any one of them. But it's like, well, what if one of these guys goes nuts?
Yeah, like
Yep.
Tower of Babel. Like that was the
Yeah.
whole point of
just
Tower of
do
Babel.
that movie.
Yeah.
That's where it should end up. Like it should be like the first like couple episodes of the first Justice League cartoon when they all just came together,
Yep.
and then you like just fast forward, and then the second movie or whatever, third movie, whatever. But you eventually hit Tower of Babel.
Yep.
Or how about this? We just don't do individual movies. We only do Justice League movies. That's it.
That would have been a cool strategy too.
Yeah.
How about cut all this individual crap out because that's going to take forever.
Yeah.
Let's just give the people what they want. They want group movies. Give them group movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make
Do the
sense.
first new movie all introductions. Just do, this is hi, I'm you, and you're you, and blah blah blah. If you can do it in an animated film, you
Yeah.
can do it in a fucking 3-hour film or whatever, however long it's going to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't realize that there's like so many ways to go about doing this that it could still be successful without following Marvel's way of doing stuff. Yeah, Marvel came out of the gate first. We get it. They found a shtick first. Not to say that DC hasn't been making movies for a long ass time. They've just been making the same movie for a long time, or movies with the same characters for a very long time. If they were smart, they would have like started, making all these other movies for all the other characters a long time ago. I don't know why that's such a weird, why they don't do that. Why they didn't do that in the beginning to make things easier for people. Did you guys see that? Make things easier for themselves. Did you see the trailer for Gods and Monsters, Justice League Gods and Monsters?
No, I did not.
Freaking Bruce Timm. It looks like Bruce Timm and his team are back. Like the movie's done in his style. And
thank God.
Yeah, I think, and I read somewhere that he was coming back because he saw how bad the shit was, and I think they offered him a decent amount of money to kind of make these things good again. Because, like, it's just getting worse and worse and worse, and like the casting is really horrible. Like the voice casting is just like, it's serviceable, but it's not like amazing. Like, back in the day when Bruce Timm was doing this stuff, he was so passionate about every aspect of it. I mean, maybe he's a slave driver. I don't know. But the end result was always fucking phenomenal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I can't say he did a bad job on any of those films. They all, especially like the Batman-related shit, it's always so on point that it's unbelievable. You almost can't imagine anyone else directing these things.
Exactly.
And now
the other problem is that like until Kevin Conroy is basically like either dead or says, fuck you, I don't want to do this shit anymore, leave me alone. Hire him for every single Batman anything. Because he is the voice of Batman. He is Batman. He's been Batman since the early 90s. Just hire him for every single Batman.
Yeah, shit. If Hugh Jackman can be Wolverine for everything, I mean, I know they're about to get rid of him. I get it. I know he's finally too old in their eyes to play the role, but still, you could do that with Kevin Conroy. You could. It'd make a lot of people happy. I'm sure he wouldn't say no to the paycheck.
No, of course not.
No.
You know, he wants to work. Yeah, granted, he's not getting to flex his acting muscles, but hey, he's already made the role his, so much so that no one else seems to be able to come close. So
Yeah.
I remember when
Exactly.
when they were talking about the live action Batman and having Affleck play Batman, and then his voice was going to be modulated or whatever. I was like, why don't they make him have a voice changer that makes him sound like Kevin Conroy? That would have been fucking
That would be awesome.
phenomenal. So like he
That would be amazing.
he plays Bruce Wayne like 100%, and then when he puts on the suit, it's freaking Kevin Conroy's voiceover on top of. That would be ridiculous.
Oh my god.
That would,
That would be
Ridiculous.
perfect. I never
That
even
would be
thought of
cool.
that.
that would be cool.
Man, that's the kind of shit I'd geek out over. I mean, like, I try not to really get into those kind of things with this stuff because you hear people coming at this material from all angles, like freaking trailer analysis and shit like that. I'm like, just let the movie come out. A trailer's meant just to get you to come see the movie. A lot of times the trailers aren't really, I don't know, they're not designed to really tell you what's going on 100%. They're just designed to pique your interest. And you got people breaking the trailer down into like, freeze frame and examine every single frame. It's like, god damn,
So
like
weird.
seriously, relax.
It's like you can't remember what was on the trailer?
Or like, what
You
is
gotta, well, at this scene he said this word. I wonder what this word means when you try to like read into it too much.
That's what I'm
They do
saying.
the same thing with like the Arkham Knight game.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, so many people read into things. It's
That-
like, well, he said the Joker said this at 3 minutes and 32 seconds into this scene of the game, and I'm like, well, it's just play the fucking, just wait for the game to come out and then play it.
Yeah.
Stop reading into things so much.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I get it. It gives them views and stuff, but sometimes that's the kind of shit that makes me almost ashamed to be involved with all this, because it's like they take it way too far to the point where it's like, God, why even watch the movie? You've come up with your own version of the whole shit that's going to happen. You may as well just...
Like you crafted the story.
Yeah.
It's already folded in your mind.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you write a book? Write a fucking book. Make your own comic. By now you have everything figured out. It's definitely, it can't possibly be as amazing as the shit that you guys came up with. So it's like, come up with your own shit. I don't know. It seems like too much.
Because that's what happens. You go so far down your own rabbit hole, I guess, with all the projections and like, the forecasting, and next thing you know, the movie comes out and it's like, and it's not that. And you get disappointed.
Yeah, like, okay, for instance, that's what
the movie was bad. It just literally was not what you thought it would be.
That's what just happened with the freaking was about to happen with Terminator Genesis. Everybody had all these fan theories and blah 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 blah, and then they released this trailer to be like, yeah, fuck all of you. We're going in a completely different direction that you would have never imagined. And people are like, oh my god, I hate it, and oh my god, it's whack. Oh my god, I'm like, it's a trailer. You still don't know how this all plays together.
Just a trailer, people.
I don't know.
I just heard they released the last one had some kind of spoiler in it. I didn't see the trailer yet. But,
oh, you're slipping. Watch the trailer. You'll see. It's one of those things where it's like, wow, I definitely didn't see it coming. But then again, I wasn't trying to predict what was going to happen. I just, like with Terminator, I want to be entertained. So I admit, Salvation was whack. It wasn't even entertaining. It was just whack. But three was bad as far as story goes and tying itself into the rest of the films. But it was entertaining to see all that badness unfold. You know what I mean? Like, there were stunts and scenes and fights and blah 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 that were interesting. It's just the overall package was like, wow, how the fuck did you arrive at this? But I still enjoyed watching it, Freaking Kristana Loken is fucking fine, so like it helped. But
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I don't know, like people, I saw so many videos of people analyzing the trailer. I watched one of them, and this dude named Bandit Incorporated. I like his videos. Dude has a lot of imagination, and he writes comics, so independent comics. So sometimes I'm like, I want to hear what these indie creators, what they feel or what they think would work for some of this stuff. And he had some cool ideas, but nothing he said was part of this plot. Like, when his story would have been a good story on its own, but but they totally like completely just shat all over that idea. They were like, yeah, no, diarrhea of ideas, and like, you know, their shit was just way like, holy crap, this is crazy. But yeah, I don't know, and I don't like the trailer analysis. That always gets on my nerves.
Yeah, if you spend like 20 minutes breaking down something that lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why people don't see it. It's like you just wasted a long time trying to tell us about something that was literally an ad for another product. You really wasted a lot of time. Like, nothing you said could actually be what's going to be in this, the end result. And most of the time, that's what happens. What they say is not what we see when we go to see the end result, because that's the point. So, I mean, unless
that's what I'm not looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to the next couple of days that everybody's going to be fucking posting shit everywhere about this fucking trailer.
I know.
I'm just going to turn off social media for the 3 to 4 days.
Exactly. It's true. I mean, I don't know, and it's become such a thing that it's another reason why I don't give a shit, and I just want to see the end result, because everything is overhyped. I mean, bad movies, regardless of what they're tied to, they get hyped up so much that they come out feeling like a good movie, and people treat it as such. X-Men, exactly. X-Men is the fucking example. It's the prime example, that whole franchise, of what the hype train does to a bad movie. I mean, so much so that Fox was like, okay, when we make this Deadpool movie, it has to look exactly like the comics. Like, why does Deadpool have the most, like, comic book accurate costume next to Spider-Man? Like, what the fuck? Like, how did that happen? And from Fox, too. Like, Deadpool?
I'm sure that's just going to play into, like, the friggin' oddball nature of the character. But, yeah,
it's going to play
other
into...
characters can do that, too.
Yeah.
You don't have to black everyone out.
Yeah.
Their costume.
And his costume is fucking red. Like, it's a bright color that stands out, and they're just like, oh, yeah, we have no problem with that. I'm like, wait, so why is it with him you have no problem, but with everyone else you have problems? What?
Yeah, with every single other mutant you have a problem. They have to wear fucking tight leather pants.
It's like, what?
Makes
like,
no fucking sense.
What are we supposed to wear? Yellow and blue spandex? Wow.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
I know, right?
Because they didn't do that in the comics, did they? Oh, we wouldn't know because we don't read fucking comics.
Red and blue, yellow and blue only come in one variety. There's only one shade of red or yellow and blue. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, how are people supposed to take it seriously? Well, I figure when you pop claws or, like, you know, fire a beam through a wall
or save the world,
I think that's when the laughter stops.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like making a fucking Dick Tracy movie with no fucking yellow trench coat or no yellow fedora.
Exactly.
Like, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Who would wear that? Dick Tracy, that's who.
Yeah.
I know, that's the point.
That's who wears it.
It's exactly. I don't understand it, man. It's one of those things, and the more I hear it, and the more I see it, and the fact that I see that idea, they've trained the viewing public to believe that that's a valid argument when talking about fantastical comic book characters. Like, what the fuck? It's like Bizarro World. You can't, like, when I'm watching freaking The Flash and stuff like that, and you see how every villain puts on a black military jacket and fucking black pants and black boots, and then they do their shtick that they've done in the comics, and it's like ridiculous. You're like, why can't he just put on something that kind of looks like the costume? Why does he have to wear regular clothes? Why does Scarlet Witch have to wear a jacket and not have a more flamboyant costume than that? She doesn't have to be like in the fucking bustier and shit, but like, couldn't she be wearing something a little bit fancier instead of looking like a fucking goth chick, like a generic ass goth chick with a red jacket? I mean, and not to say that the movie's gonna be bad. I'm just saying, like, that's where they went down the wrong direction. You got all these characters in these awesome costumes, and then she's got a jacket and a fucking tutu on and shit, and boots and military boots. It's like, use your imagination. I mean, at least they did that for Quicksilver. But
yeah, you gave him a suit. But my real question is, what's wrong with a bustier?
Oh, nothing's wrong with it. I mean, in the
I'm just kidding.
yeah,
I
like
see no problem with a bustier.
oh hell no, there's no problem with it. I just mean like, you know how people will diss. People have dissed her costume, like the way it looks, especially like since this Marvel Legends version came out. They were like, people have compared, you know, like in real life she can't walk around like that. I'm like, but in real life you can't throw hex bolts at shit. So like, we've we've established this is not real life. So if she existed, she could walk around like that because you couldn't say shit about it.
But that's the basis of all the arguments. Like you said, we have to, well, if this were to really happen, if that's how all of your comic movie pitches start, or if that phrase is mentioned in the room, that person needs to leave.
Exactly.
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 That's what makes these characters unique.
Exactly.
Is their look and their powers and their personality.
And the fact
that their personality is personified through
the costume.
Their look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are aspects of like their lives and then their adventures and their heroics that could fit in our reality. It's like, wow, if only there was someone around who could do these things, like that would be so great. Unless Superman, apparently, then he's terrible. But it's like you can just sit there and say, you know, it's like I just don't understand why that's, like you said, it's like that's the direction that we always go now.
Yeah, yeah. It just can't. It has to be realistic, otherwise it can't happen. And it's like, you know, we go to comics because shit that's not realistic, shit that can't happen in real life, it can happen in comics, and it's entertaining as hell to watch. So, you know, like I don't personally want to see realistic everything. I want my fantasy. Shit, that's what made Avengers so good. They were like, fuck it, we're not even going to make this plot extremely difficult for people to follow. It's not going to change your life with some philosophical undertone. It's just going to be heroes teaming up to deal with a big threat. End of story. And it was awesome because that's what we wanted to see, because we haven't been seeing that. And still, people can't get this shit through their heads, that that's what it is.
We're yearning to see that because we've been dealing with fucking just, well, let's deal with serious issues with our superheroes. No, I don't give a fuck about that. I want to see Superman punch somebody in the face.
Or like,
that's all I want to see. I want to see some fucked up fighting, people fighting each other. Just want it to be entertaining. I don't care. We don't have to get deep.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be like that.
Here.
Serious issues are for the X-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's their whole thing. Literally, that was the basis. We get it. It's the allegory for, like, you know, civil rights. I'm like, it's clear. I mean, literally, that's all you have to do is say civil rights, and then you look at it like, oh, yeah, that's why they're doing it. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's as deep as that needs to go.
Yep. Well, in the books, it's already there, at least.
Yeah, in the books. But some of this other stuff, like something else, like, I just want to see Superman punch someone.
Or I want to see him do
turn to mist.
Yeah.
Well, no, we know he wouldn't go that far. But what I'm saying, what I want, we want to see him have something that powerful for him to fight. Something. Yeah. We want to see him save people. We want to see him. And people tried to say he doesn't save anyone yet. The movies have so many examples, especially Man of Steel. He saved a lot of people. And it was like blatantly obvious that he saved people so that people couldn't use this as an argument. And people still say
saved the entire Earth.
Exactly.
People were like, oh my God, Metropolis is destroyed. Who gives a fuck about Metropolis? The whole Earth was going to be destroyed.
If he didn't win this day, like if he didn't hold back that force, every city all over the world was going to look like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Worse.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's weird, you know. There's some people, like, I liked Man of Steel. In the comments in the last video when I was talking about the trailer, I think some people thought I didn't like it. But even in my reviews and when people bring it up, I like it. Literally, it was like he had the worst first day on the job that you could possibly have. And that's why the result was Metropolis falling down. But he did win the day because the world ended up being saved. That's what we wanted to see. At least that's what I wanted to see. He had tons of things to punch, tons of things to save people from. And, you know, there was a lot of destruction because we got to see how unchecked power would be used between these types of characters. You know what I mean? And the shit was awesome to me.
This is baby Superman.
Yeah.
This isn't mid-30s whatever Superman. This is baby Superman.
Yeah, this is his first day.
Early 20s Superman.
Not only no formal training in his powers, like literally suppressing them, keeping them hidden, not even showing off. It's like so now you're throwing him out there. Like,
exactly.
Now you need to do all that stuff. You see those guys? They're gonna kill everything.
Exactly.
So and on top of that, he just learned how to fucking fly in the movie.
Yeah, like the day before, he's like, "Shit, I can fly." Like literally, like I said, the first day out the box as Superman. Like he shows up to the world. I'm Superman. I have a purpose. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm here to help. And the world falls on his ass, and he somehow comes out on top. And people are bitching about all the collateral damage. It's like that's how you learn when this is the job that you have. You know what I mean? Like it couldn't have been any better. He couldn't do all the stuff that the Superman we grew up with would have done because he's not that experienced yet. He's nowhere near it. That's why this next movie takes place like 3 or 4 years later, because they want him to have some experience now. And they want to say, you know, this guy's been around and people have been trying to get used to him. And now they kind of some worship him and some are afraid of him because they've never seen this kind of shit before, you know? And here this guy has been around for a while.
Yep. And I'm willing to bet that in this new movie, he'll have rebuilt the entire city, probably at least half the city by hand.
Yeah.
I guarantee. There'll be scenes with him helping him still rebuild or fixing a bunch of stuff, and there'll be a whole press conference and stuff like that. There'll be like news feeds that say Superman rebuilt our city. I guarantee that stuff's going to be in this movie.
Well, either him,
fucking patient.
Either him or Lex. I know Lex will be involved with rebuilding.
I would say Lex is probably going to handle some of it, some of the heavy lifting. Not pardon the pun, but but it's going to be a lot of his money.
Yeah,
That is going to go to Metropolis. Hey man, maybe Superman was the one who fixed up Chicago after the Decepticons trashed it this second.
Yeah, goddamn robots just keep coming from nowhere.
I know, right?
It's like, hey, you need some help because you got these big ass robots who can look like anything, which means they can look like construction vehicles too.
Exactly.
And they can help.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait! Oh, we're trying to kill them. Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, fellas.
Oh my God!
You gotta leave Earth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Again,
because that worked out so well the first time, you know.
Yeah.
Because they were the problem clearly.
Yep.
Now we finally got all these pesky Autobots out of the way, even though deception is in the other side's name.
Yes, Decepticon.
Hey, but once again, that is one of those shows or movies that the reason why it exists and it continues to keep going is because the people aren't paying attention and they're just like, hey, take my money. I mean, some of that shit is so stupid. It's literally like, you know, the Autobots can't fly. And then the next scene, Optimus Prime is flying to space. You're like, wait a second. Didn't you just say we can't fly? Decepticons are the bad guys. And then the next scene, the military is attacking just the Autobots. Even though it's obvious, like you said, in their name, they've been introduced as Decepticons. But you're going to kill off all the Autobots? You don't even bother hunting down the Decepticons? Ah!
Well, we don't care about them.
Yeah.
No, they're fine. They said they'll leave as soon as all the Autobots are gone.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like,
sure. They don't want to take over your planet.
I don't fuck what you heard.
Turn it into their own planet.
They
don't want to do any of that. So we'll just let them stay. But these Autobots that are trying to help us, God, they're annoying.
I know. We got to get rid of them. Got to get rid of them.
And I'm like, and even like the whole thing with him being able to fly, doesn't that make like the whole last like half hour of the movie like kind of moot?
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
yeah,
we gotta
pretty much
take the seed and get it out of here. Like, dude, you can fly.
Exactly.
Why don't you take the seed and get it out of here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Those
movies. Like, he's not just like flying like a plane. Like, yeah, he broke Earth's orbit
with
And
jets,
it's like,
with basic jets out of his chest and his feet. Like, he didn't even have like an add-on. You know how like in the previous movie, a whole other Autobot had to die so that he could fly and do all that other kind of shit, you know? And that wasn't even him flying to space. In this movie, he was like, I just feel like flying to space. And he just did it. Like, it's nothing. So what was the point in killing off, what's his name, Jetfire, if you could just decide to do this? I swear those movies are so stupid. And people, they argue and they fight and I'm like, if you enjoy it, that's cool. But just acknowledge that it's not the best thing ever. You know?
that you like some that there are some issues.
Yeah, you like something that's pretty crappy, but it's fun for you, you know? Because I'll admit it, I like lots of B movies. I always bring this up. I love B movies, especially B action movies, B grade action films, because there's shit that happens in those movies that you would never see in a regular Hollywood film, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It's just crazier than what you would see in those films. But I'll admit, those movies typically are bad. Like, there's not a whole lot of good writing a lot of times. Not to say that sometimes there can't be, because like movies like, I don't know if you've ever seen Drive. Not the Drive with Ryan Gosling, but Drive with Kadeem Hardison and Mark Dacascos. And the dude had like this weird artificial heart that amps up all of his skills and shit. Like, it amps up all of his adrenaline. It sends it to different parts of his body. The movie was awesome, but it was cheesy as fuck. The dialogue was horrible, but the fight scenes, like this one guy was like, "It's my favorite cheese-eating dick monkeys." You're like, "What the fuck is a cheese-eating dick monkey? What the hell is that?" But the movie was fucking awesome. The fight scenes were cool. The stunts were cool. You know, the pacing was really good. It didn't really slow down ever. It was a good film. Like, for that, it was entertaining. But I'm not gonna say that shit was like the greatest ever. And if you don't like it,
everyone must see this.
Yeah, you know, like, if you don't like it, you need to die. Like, no, it's not that serious. You know, it's just something else that's out there if you want to see something kind of different that's goofy and has some good action in it, you know? Like, that's it. I don't know why there has to be, like, a side, you know? Like, either you like what I like or you fucking die. Like, come on. And that's how it always is.
Yeah, people can't just agree to disagree, or like you said, like hold, like, you know, like, okay, you have an opinion, I have an opinion, okay, now we can move on. No,
Exactly.
Do you agree with me? Like I said, or you go to hell, and you die.
You go to hell and you die.
I know, right? The hell with you. Yeah, man. That shit is just not right.
The hell, devil.
I know, right? Crom, grant me revenge.
Is that even an insult, by the way?
Go to hell, devil. Yeah, that shit was
Go
funny.
to hell, devil.
Oh my god.
Jericho.
Yeah, man.
Oh god, here we go with the fucking, oh Jesus. God, I hate the internet.
What, it started? You're seeing that already?
Oh, it's already begun. It has begun.
Dun, 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 dun,
I know, right? Yeah, man. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's, like I said, maybe it's because we're like grumpy.
Moron combat! That's what you should call it, moron combat. Moron combat!
Maybe it's because we are like what I was saying the last time, like we're grumpy ass old men in training, and like the things that we're seeing that's going on doesn't make sense, and we're actually taking the time to point it out. But most people are just too busy being entertained by all this shit that like it just goes over their heads. I don't know, because some of this shit, like, don't people get tired of like gossiping over the latest superhero movie trailer? There's like 50 billion superhero movies these days. Why is it a thing?
That was kind of cool when there was like one.
Yeah.
Or two.
Well, when they were like,
when it was like, oh, like Iron Man's coming out. Oh, and now like they had a teaser for like something else, and then that's I'm like, now they're kind of rolling.
Yeah, and like with Marvel especially, you know what to expect because they've trained you to sit through the credits to see the next piece of the puzzle, and then get hyped for the next thing that comes out. And now it's to the point where it's just kind of a routine. And people are still like, oh my God, here comes another one. I'm going to sit through like an hour worth of credits just to see 2 seconds of footage. It's like, yeah, No, I'm going to just go home and go on freaking YouTube and see it there because I don't need to sit through an hour worth of credits. You know, it's not like you can leave and piss and then come back, finish watching the credits. What, once the credits are rolling and you leave, they're like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like most places. So why go through all that? I'm not saying that it's not fun sometimes. Like the first couple times, it was fun because you never really dealt with that. I mean, a few movies had things like that, but they weren't all tied together the way the Marvel stuff is. Now it's like it's routine. I don't really feel like sitting through the credits all the time. I don't want to even gossip about it. You don't even have to gossip about it because it's going to be on Facebook when you get home. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point? I don't know. It's one of those things. And I hate to sound like a naysayer. It's just, I think it's overhyped. It's awesome that it's there, but people go way too crazy over this shit. Like, it never, ever happened. It's been what? How many years since Iron Man? It's been a long time. It's been
So the first Iron Man?
Yeah, the first Iron Man. Because that was the movie that kicked it off, right?
7 or 8?
Yeah.
I'm saying like 7.
Yeah, it's been
2007 or 8, 2008.
Yeah. It's been a while, you know. It's not like it's been 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while, and they've made what, almost 10 movies. We were just, me and Clarion were just talking about this. It's almost, isn't it 10 movies or more by now?
The Avengers 2 is the 9th.
It's the 9th. Okay, so it's almost 10 movies. I guess if you don't count any of the TV stuff.
2008 for the first Iron Man.
Yep. So it's been a while. People should be used to this by now. We shouldn't be geeking out like this anymore, like it's all new shit. And it's funny because even the little things at the end, they've become less of a big deal plot-wise. You know, like the last big plot reveal was seeing Thanos' face. But since then, everything's been kind of small. It's like, hey, another Infinity Gem. Yay. You're still chasing after Infinity Gems? How many films later?
Hey, man, you still haven't got your fucking shit together yet?
Pretty much. It's like,
what the fucking point of hiring the collector if you can't collect it?
It takes time, man.
You know?
He's got to check eBay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, exactly. He's got to deal with the scalper prices and shit, you know?
I'm telling you.
Last year the power gem costed way less, man. Way less.
What the hell? These fucking power gems keep going up.
Who keeps outbidding me? Damn it.
I know, I can't get this mind gem.
Me.
Shit.
You will feel my wrath.
Thanos gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, he doesn't even. It's like the people looking for Thanos. They're like, "Oh fuck! It just went up $1."
I know, he didn't give me enough. He didn't give me enough money. I can't afford this. Oh my god. I don't know, man.
I don't know what to tell you, but I didn't get it.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I just saw a released picture of the Guardians of the Galaxy box set.
Oh yeah, I saw a mock-up for it earlier today.
Groot looks fucking pretty awesome.
That'll be nice. How much does it cost? Like $900 because it's from Hasbro.
I think I don't know.
They're gonna be like, it's gonna be in a box with, it's gonna be in a kiosk with a hole, and it's gonna say, "Put your dick here if you want to get this toy."
And then
they chop it off, and it's like, "Here's your toy." Fuck Hasbro, man. I'm so tired of them, man. For real. They're like, "Hey, it'll be $500, and then put your dick in this hole." It's like, what? I'm not going through that for some poorly painted action figures. Fuck that shit. I just can't wait to see what. I know, right? Then you're not a real fan. I guess not.
Exactly,
not.
It's not going to be. It's going to be a store exclusive. It's probably going to be like a TRU exclusive.
Exactly. So it's going to be $100
they
with
got it. Yeah, probably. No, they'll probably do well depending on how, like the X-Men box set wasn't
It wasn't successful at all.
$90 out of the gate.
I know, and then like 3 months later, it was like 10. That shit was funny because like people saw how badly airbrushed and shit everything was. I mean, there was like yellow spray in places where it shouldn't be, and like some shit wasn't fully covered, and then folks were just like, yeah, no, I'm not paying full price. Every time I went to Toys R Us, there were stacks of that shit. I mean, there's still stacks. I was there yesterday. Still stacks of fucking that box set. I think they like overdid it. Man, there's stacks of the fucking 3-pack with the Shield Agent 3-pack. Fury, Coulson, and Hill. There's stacks of that shit because they're not the greatest figures. I think everybody's buying that set for Coulson because that's the figure everybody wanted. I just wish that they would be smart and start packaging a whole bunch of figures that you want together. Then the shit would actually fly off the shelves. But, whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna buy my Japanese figures. I'm sticking with with my Japanese figures. I like I said, I have one more Marvel Legends review. And then I'm just letting them, if I pick them up, I pick them up. It's not going to be a big deal. They're by far some of the most overrated figures out there right now. I'm not happy with them by themselves. Some of them are good, but most of them are not. I mean, there's like the whole last 3 waves have been almost mediocre all across the board. And like certain figures have been like better than others, but they've been so mediocre. I saw Cap in the store yesterday, and I was so mad because the paint was so bad and I couldn't buy him. I was like, I can't bring myself to buy this figure. That's the first movie Cap that I didn't buy that I saw in the store. It hurt my heart a little bit.
The new one?
Yeah, man. It hurt my heart a little bit.
It.
Yeah.
I think it's great on mine. I think it's kind of hit or miss, maybe.
They had like 5 or 6 of them, and I looked at all of them, and they all had paint kind of sliding off to the side. They had like splotches. Yeah, if you watch Shartimus Prime's review of that same figure, that's what the majority of them look like. He had like the white wasn't fully covering the spots where it should have covered. And then like not to mention the fact that it's not on model. That the only thing they did that looks like the suit in the movie is his chest. Everything else
that's the new resculpt.
Everything else is just paint put in the spots where those colors actually go. Like his gloves, they look nothing like the gloves on that figure. His boots look nothing like the boots on that figure. And it's in a video that I'm making now to kind of point out why I've kind of just gotten sick of like most of these American toy companies, because like shit like that should never be. If you see that figure compared to the S.H.Figuarts version or the Hot Toys version, just looking at the details. I'm not even talking about like literally buying the figure. Just look at them. It's like 2 different figures and they're supposed to be the exact same guy from the same source. I'm like, I'm good.
I actually gave it a pretty decent review. I just reviewed it the other day. I shot the review a day or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a decent review because, and I explained, I was like, well, yeah, a lot of this is a reuse, but I kind of like it a little bit better only because I like that suit better. Mm-hmm. I like the color of the blue better than that dark, the stealth suit. I for some reason I just like the traditional, because they were trying to go back to the traditional look for Cap.
But
that's
doesn't
why I give it the better review that I did. And well, I mean, I also explained that like just the chest piece is new and everything else is a reuse.
Yeah,
basically everything. Obviously the paint tones are for the flesh tones are different, which for some reason that really pisses people off, but I don't really see a point.
Yeah, I don't care about the flesh tones. Yeah, that's not a big deal. I want the suit accurate. Like whenever a movie comes out, because in the past I collected more of the movie-related Marvel Legends than the regular Marvel Legends, because the suits just look better. So when a movie comes out and they give you this awesome redesign for a character, and it's so many little details, that's why I picked that version of the character. I don't want last or 2 years ago's model with today's paint. Yeah. I want exactly that. Like, I understand if you dig it, it's a personal preference, but on the auspice of being under the auspice of being a new version of this character as he appears in this new movie, it's a pure failure. Same thing with the Iron Man.
Absolutely, it is.
It's just like
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah,
yeah, it just
that it is.
and a lot of the reviews, everybody said it looked dope, it looks good, it looks great, and I'm like, wait up. So then, what are you gonna say when you see the S.H.Figuarts one, and it's actually a different sculpt, and it actually looks like the one in the movie? I mean, it's expensive, so I'm probably only gonna get Cap, but still, when you see those and you see how on model they are, it's like, damn, this is the difference between giving a fuck and just cashing it in, and too much of that is going on these days. I mean. Fucking Hellcat? I understand people want figure.
That thing's a piece of garbage.
I understand people want like obscure characters, but fucking Hellcat in a Avengers 2 wave? Like, why can't they just do a wave of all the shit from the movie? Why do they keep on spreading it out so far in like 2 and 3 different waves? Like different lines that are different themes. Like, why can't the Ultron Build-A-Figure be the Build-A-Figure for the Avengers Age of Ultron wave? Wouldn't that have made more sense? Like, why do we have to buy a 4-pack? Why do we buy 3 of the Avengers in the Age of Ultron Avengers wave, and then we got like 3 more characters that are from just comics in general, and then the Build-A-Figure is fucking what, Thanos? Okay, fine, but Thanos isn't in this movie, and it's called Age of Ultron. Why do I have to wait later to get the Ultron Build-A-Figure? And then I have to go on Amazon to buy the 4 characters remaining that represent the version that was in the film. The fuck is that about? That's just stupid. Like, whatever happened to just making a line that's themed? Like, when we were kids, they had, like, the Batman Returns collection. So all the shit that was in Batman Returns, it was in this one collection. We didn't even have to go anywhere. You go to Toys R Us, it was all there. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted the fucking Robin Hood Prince of Thieves collection, it was all in the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves collection.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing because Hasbro originally was doing themed waves, like the Fing Fang Foom wave.
Yeah, when they first started. Yep.
The Fantastic Four, the Ronin wave, that was all themed.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why they're going away from that. I don't know. Maybe it's the people making the decisions now. I don't know.
I think marketing is paying attention to, it's the thing that we said way back in the beginning, me and Clarion. If they don't have to change it, they will not change it. The ACBA community is too easily pleased by all of this shit. They're a lot of I won't say they're the majority, but they're a big chunk of the people buying up this shit. So much so that they'll buy the shit from China first, and then turn around and buy 10 of them at Toys R Us here in the United States. They're really the guys that, it's kind of like how with fighting games, they focus on the Evo crowd, even though the Evo crowd is not the biggest group that's buying these games, like worldwide. Evo is like, what, 300,000 people or something like that? Whereas like worldwide, there's millions that buy these games that don't bother getting involved in tournaments. But the companies want to focus on those guys because they're the vocal majority. It's the same thing here with the Marvel Legends. It's like, and I'm not only saying them, but I mean people who kind of aspire to do that kind of stuff, and that group is who Hasbro seems to be paying attention to. Because if you notice, whenever Shartimus Prime goes to a toy fair or Pixel Dan or one of those guys, they talk to him, and Joey Falcon and all those guys will start mentioning ACBA. Like, it's that big that the guys making the toys are like, oh yeah, we gotta appease these guys, So, I don't know. I don't see it changing anytime soon,
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
It'd be really nice. Because I think it's so stupid. Like, you want to... I mean, it just makes sense, honestly, that if you were to, you see a franchise, they make figures of the franchise, everything that was in the franchise should be in that line or in that wave. It should be its own little toy line. But instead, they won't, commit to doing that. And I don't get it. It just, it doesn't make any fucking sense,
No, it doesn't.
I mean, like...
I just want to make this announcement so you guys know if that Guardians box set is going to be a 5-pack, and it's going to include that baby Groot that came with the Marvel Universe 3-pack, and a regular Groot.
Yeah.
And it's see, this is the problem. It says that it's going to be retailed at $120, but that might not be the absolute the end cost. Like,
yeah,
you're not probably going to pay the $120. It might be like probably $89.99 or whatever, because it's 5 figures in the set.
Yeah,
that would be
$20 a piece.
That would be a bit much if it's $120
no problem.
For 5 figures.
It won't surprise me. I swear, wasn't the X-Men one $100 when it came out?
They wanted it at $129.99.
Yeah, and then it dropped like immediately. Like when it first came out, I remember seeing it when it first dropped. My wife and I laughed. We saw it. We're like $100. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, no. And then like a couple weeks later, or maybe a month later, me and my older son were in Toys R Us. We were looking for Pacific Rim stuff, and we saw it, and it had dropped to like $89.99, and then like a month or two later, it was like $30, and then a month later,
because Toys R Us didn't think they could sell it for $129.
Yeah,
that's what happened. They told Hasbro, they were like, "Well, we'll stock them, but we don't think they're going to sell." That's what I heard. That's what I think Anthony James said.
Yeah.
He was like, Toys R Us was like, "We'll stock them, but we're not going to stock them for that price." So that's why they had to drop it down to the $89.99, and then eventually they went to clearance.
It's amazing because it's like, you think about it, it's like I shouldn't say we all, because it seems like people don't get it. It's not that expensive. It's nowhere near as expensive as Hasbro says to make figures. And when they talk about tooling and blah blah blah, it's weird because when I go back and I look at my DCUCs, they're not the perfect collection at all. But when they did like a lot of figures use the mid-size muscular buck, right? But like when you look at a lot of the figures side by side, they would tool them so that they don't feel exactly like the same buck. Like you look at.
It's the same way with the WWE figures.
Exactly.
A lot of the figures feel the same, and from a distance may look the same, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're scaled a little bit differently. The flesh tones are all different on each one. Like, you get a different flesh tone.
Yeah.
Pretty much on each figure. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, there are the differences that you see in DCUCs and like WWE figures that you kind of don't see in Marvel Legends. The new ones.
I mean, they're getting lazy. It's like everything, like, throw it on the Bucky Cat body. Like, everything is on the goddamn Bucky Cat body.
Everything is on the goddamn Bucky.
I mean,
they all are clones of each other.
It's a good body. Don't get me wrong. Like, that shit was amazing when we got it. I was like, man, they really got it right this time. I didn't really want to see everyone with that, but once again, the fans are all like, it's cool. It's a great body. I'm okay with it. But when you have 20 figures that in the books, they're all different sizes and different types of musculature, and in the figure form, they're all exactly the same size, same musculature. You know what I mean? Even so far as like they didn't really sculpt anything on top of that body, then something's wrong. Something's really wrong. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna rant anymore about it. That's the reason why I'm just like, I'm good. And I know some people are like, yeah, screw you, pick what you want, collect what you want, we'll still buy it. But like, it's 2015. There's too much information that's readily available for everyone. If you want to find out petroleum, the cost of petroleum directly affects the cost of plastics used, like ABS or what's the other one? PVC or polystyrene or whatever. It all affects the cost. And when gas prices are low, plastic prices are low as well because they're directly involved. You know what I mean? It's petroleum. It's directly involved. So like, you could just check if you don't believe that they're related, and you will see once there's that fluctuation as they go up, then the figures should go up. When the price goes down, then I know the companies are greedy, so that's why it doesn't really change. But, honestly, you should see a difference in price during that time, And the fact that Hasbro will tell people straight up to their face that it costs them like $50 to make one fucking figure, Come on now, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fucking
When it
ridiculous.
costs them probably fucking $1 to
Well,
make a figure.
I mean, well,
If that.
with them, they don't even make new individual figures. They always have kit bashed. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, for the most part, they kit bash once they make so many types of figures. So like, how could it cost them $50 or more to make a figure when all they're doing is kit bashing? And not even now. It's just repainting the fucking Bucky Cap body and making a new head. That's it. It shouldn't cost what there's $21.99 for a repaint of a body that we've gotten like 50 other times. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm not trying to shit. I'm not trying to shit all over them. It's just I saw it like as I'm looking at my collection and my son's collection. I'm like, damn, we got a lot of Bucky Caps. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with this box set is that okay, we're getting Star-Lord, the re-release from last year's box set. You're getting a brand new Gamora that's on the Satana body.
Yeah.
And like the
Moonstone and Satana, yeah.
Yeah, Moonstone body. Okay, she looks pretty good. She comes with a cape. She's got a good flesh tone. She looks comic accurate. Her head sculpt looks pretty good.
That's cool.
But then you're getting the Build-A-Figure Rocket Raccoon. You're getting the Build-A-Figure Groot.
Okay.
With no suit on.
What?
With just a new head. With just a
Oh,
new comic
come on.
head. That's it. And you're getting a Drax on the Hyperion body.
Oh, what?
With the reused, you ready for this? Drax from the lower half from the movie, and then he comes with the two reused blades from Warpath.
What?
And he comes with guess whose head? Guess whose head they're using?
Don't tell me they're using Luke Cage's head.
Yes.
Oh God! Come on! Come on! That's what I'm fucking talking about. Ah!
If you take all these parts from different figures and throw them together, brand new figure.
I know it's new to you. It's new to you.
You're welcome, America.
I know, right? It's new-ish. There you go. It's new-ish. Pay me. God, are you kidding me? Man.
I'm gonna wait for this box set to go down to like $20.
I know, right? Exactly. That shit doesn't make. That doesn't make.
Another X-Men box set right here.
Yeah, I agree.
Happy birthday.
I agree.
I can't wait to be mad the paint apps are going to be on these.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like that's where they're going, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to be poorly painted. Joints are going to be stuck. Figures are going to be breaking like when people take them out of the package. It's just, oh man, that's not cool. I mean, at least
I was really looking forward to a Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy suit.
Yeah, exactly. The mock-up. The mock-up had him in the suit.
Hoping for that, man. I was like, oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be great. No.
Yeah, you don't deserve that.
It's a reused movie Groot bath.
Yeah, you don't. We don't deserve that shit.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
And that face.
It's coming.
Groot looks so evil. Good God. They're really trying to differentiate like the movie Groot from, comic Groot, which...
Do you see the picture?
Yeah. God.
You see it?
Oh, man.
I want that Gamora. I think it's the only one I want.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Shit, I don't know. I just, like I said, too much of this frustrates me, because there's not enough ingenuity. There's certain figures that you look at and you're like, damn, they really did a good job. But then you look at, the majority of these guys and you're just like, man, I don't really see what the big deal is. Like Thor, for some reason, they always nail Thor. He's always perfect. Like every single Thor they've released since the return of Marvel Legends, he's been on point. But then like all these other characters, it's like, how come you can't nail that? Star-Lord looks amazing. I'll give him that. That's a fucking amazing character, amazing design, everything. They nailed that shit. But the comic accurate one at least. But so many of these other figures, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and how are people digging this? I mean, I don't understand. The other day I saw someone did a picture with the new Marvel Legends Daredevil, and he was fighting 3 Figma figures, 3 Figma ninjas. There's this Figma figure called the Ninja Slayer, It's
those are actually going for big prices. They were only going like $25 a piece, I think, at one time.
Yeah, when they first dropped, they were like in the $30 price range, and then they popped up. Now they're like in the $60 or $70 range. And someone had three of them.
Everybody's using them for hand ninjas.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, are you fucking kidding me? They're better figures than the Marvel Legends figures, and you're using them as fucking hand ninjas. Like, they're so unique looking, and you're using them as foot soldiers for the hand. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does that make sense? The figure that they're supposed to be fighting, they are totally better than. I mean, they've got like a real chain. They don't have that fucking Fisher Price fucking cane. You know how like Daredevil has this like floppy fucking hot dog cane that you can break apart and it's like real wobbly and shit, and it always comes warped. Every package. I almost picked him up the other day too. Him and the 2099 Spider-Man, and the cane is just so fucking warped, or the baton, whatever. And I'm just like, really?
Well, it's supposed to be red anyway. It's not supposed to be fucking white.
I know, right? Well,
what's wrong with them?
There was a point in time though where it was white though. Remember, like when Joe Quesada was drawing that time in like the late '90s, early 2000s, when Quesada was doing covers for Daredevil, he had a white cane. I mean, it actually was a cane, like it had the hook on the end, and I mean, it's still separated and everything, and it had the rope in the middle, and then it had the nunchucks and it did all that shit. But it was a cane, like a real fucking cane. I was like, wow, this doesn't make any damn sense at all. But
and these canes and this fucking baton system that they have set up is going to be reused and reused.
They've already started, man. It comes with Hellcat. It comes with him. I just can't wait to see all the other people.
That Hellcat figure, I fucking hate that figure.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, like,
she can't even hold both batons in her fucking hands, or she's got fucking bleeding through all over her leg. Oh, I hate that stupid figure. It's a piece of shit. That wave is bad.
Yeah,
That's
man.
A bad wave.
Yeah, man. I saw Spider-Woman the other day.
Even the Build-A-Figure, the Thanos, is terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Freaking, that was one of the few times that Anthony's Customs, he was like so on point. He was like, man, if they had painted this thing better, it would probably be, you know, a cooler figure. But they didn't really paint much, and the stuff they did paint was like really poorly done. I don't know. This is why I feel the way I feel, because when I go over to like Figma and shit, which you'll see the fucking Saber Figma, Figma Saber 2.0. That figure's perfect. The paint's perfect, the articulation's perfect, accessories are perfect, no slop at all, none whatsoever. And I'm like, if they could do this, and she's so much smaller than like Thanos. Thanos is a huge figure. You think usually the bigger the figure, the easier it would be to paint the damn thing.
Yeah.
And that's not what's happening. It's literally being shat out. It's like they need to, I don't know, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but they need to restock the sweatshop. Like, that shit's not, these kids are done. These kids need to be set free. You need to get a whole new set of kids and have them paint up these Marvel Legends.
Well, you know, but before I let you guys go, I liked the video that you made the other day while you were driving.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, this is what, and you were talking about that one figure, I can't remember the name of it. Jesus.
Who, the same one, the Saber figure?
Yeah, the Saber figure. You were talking about that, and I'm just like, why don't, it almost made me think, like, what the hell am I doing? I feel like it's like I've invested all this time and money into these action figures, and it's like, when I had time to think about it, I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing? I might as well just save my money and get the best version of that figure instead of spending little bits of a lot of money and getting a bunch of figures that are mediocre.
Yeah. That's how I felt. I mean,
you know what I mean?
I was literally ready to sell my Marvel Legends.
It's the good figures that make you feel passionate about what you own.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the good figures that make you feel like you know, like, oh yeah, I have this figure. Oh, thank God, it's the best version.
Yeah, like when you
I would get rid of any other version of that figure to have that version.
Exactly.
It was like money well spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you see the figure, it reminds you why you were passionate about this stuff in the first place, you know? And like, there's too many, like with the DC UCs, I have more figures like that than with my Marvel Legends. With my Marvel Legends, I have a lot of old Marvel Legends that when I look at them, I'm like, damn, that figure's fucking awesome. You know, like my Ultimate Cap, that's another one that every time I look at it, I'm like, damn, man, those were the good old days. That figure's fucking dope. And then, like, you know, there's certain Spider-Man figures and certain other figures, but like, it's not all across the board. So many of my teams are incomplete because they never made certain characters, you know. And I don't know, it's just weird, you know, when they could have just given you the whole thing. Instead, they keep on jumping all over the place trying to please everybody, and in the process, they don't please anybody except for the diehards that would have bought it anyway. They would have bought the other shit if you had released that. Like, you know, like 90s X-Men, if you released that, the same guys that are passionate about everything else that comes out, they'd still buy it. And then those of us who want to finish our teams, we'd be able to finish our teams. But they won't do it. It's just weird. You know, like
they won't do it, and they won't do it right.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
They got to be making money hand over fist.
They are.
Like they have to.
They are. They
have to. There's just no reason for the kit bashing. That box set looks unacceptable in my eyes. At least the X-Men box set, like there was at least they had original at least their bodies were original. Like
yeah, some of them were.
The only one that was reused was what was it? The Bucky cap from U.S.
Oh yeah.
That was the only really buff that they reused, but Beast looked amazing. It's just that he didn't have the articulation that you want.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like Iceman, though he's really shitty and reused, he's halfway the. Fucking never mind. Fuck that. I hate that figure. Now that I'm looking at them, now I just hate them.
No, I hate you.
No, I hate you. Yeah.
It's weird.
Maybe Jean Grey is probably. I think it's just Jean Grey and Beast.
Yeah. Are
the two that I like. I want to like Cyclops, but.
Yeah, I mean, every single version that they've released has had that body. Just about every single one. I mean, not to say that it's the worst body. I mean, it fits his body type. But he's not supposed to be the same size as Captain America. He's supposed to be like a little bit like smaller than Cap, like musculature-wise, you know? He's supposed to be a little bit like kind of lean in comparison. I don't know. It's just weird because we've read these books for so long. So much reference exists with these characters, and they still get them wrong. Certain characters are way taller than they should be. Certain characters are like 3 times the size that they should be. Other characters are smaller than they should be. It's just like, how do you not get characters that have been around for more than 30 years? How do you get them wrong? That doesn't make any sense. And then, you know, God forbid someone points it out. Like, when I put this up, a bunch of Marvel Legends people will somehow find this and they're going to attack me for saying what I said. But I'm pointing out shit that's factual. I own a lot of these figures. I look at them and I'm like, that's not what they're supposed to look like. Shit, even the ones that I hate, like fucking Hyperion, he's not on model. Some artist drew him looking like that toy. One artist. But like, even on the package, he doesn't look like what the toy looks like.
No.
His body type.
Like a pale, he's got like pale yellow on his, like just because they didn't paint it. They just used yellow plastic.
Yep.
That's the problem with that figure. He just looks fucking horrible. and if you fucking particular Marvel Legends collectors don't like it, go suck a dick. You don't like the way we think. There's a big fucking Hasbro dick. You can go suck.
I mean, it's this thing where it's like, look, if they dig it, they dig it, but you can't be mad. Because sometimes I hear what they complain about, and I'm like, why is it you complain about this detail, but you don't complain about all these other things that are actually like glaring issues? Like, pay attention to everything. Don't just pay attention to the shit that's easy for you. But like, this is the way it is now, and you know, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If we point it out, we're haters. If you buy it, you're helping make this shit even worse. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
It goes back to that the sheep.
Yeah.
The sheep aspect of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, all these people are sheep. They're so. Oh God, they just want to defend what they love.
Yeah.
What they don't realize, it's like, well,
if you really love
what
it,
you love sucks. Then people are gonna point it out.
Well, if you love it, you should want it to be better. Like, you know, if you love it.
Like, you might love an abusive spouse, but if they suck, I'm going to fucking tell you. I'm going to say something about it.
That's what I was going to say. This is just an abusive relationship. Because
exactly.
You're not getting anything positive. You're putting in a lot of energy and a lot of resources, but you are not getting anywhere near that much out of it. And you know that, and you're just making excuses.
Exactly.
Just like people in abusive relationships.
It's the truth.
Exactly.
Because this is all you got. So you don't take away the one thing they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You guys are terrible. Why would you do that?
Don't tell me that.
I'm sorry,
like
damn it.
It's like that scene in the one episode in How I Met Your Mother, where they're all like, oh man, Lily chews really loud, and it's like you hear the glass shattering. And you're like, I never noticed that. Why'd you point that out? Not like all I picture is her chewing loud.
I know, right? It's the only thing you can hear now. Yeah. I don't know. I only point this shit out because one day I was talking to Agent O and I was like, I'm ready to sell my fucking Marvel Legends so I can just get more of the shit that I'm really enjoying. And he was like, you know, a lot of those figures, you're going to wish that you didn't sell them once you sell them because you cherry picked. You didn't really like get entire waves all across the board. And I was like, yeah, that is kind of true. I have a lot of older figures, and then I have like some of the individual figures in a wave that were, I don't know, I liked them, and then it turned out that they became harder to find. So like, if I do have the remorse of selling the whole group of my figures, then I'm going to have a hard time, and I'm going to fucking break the bank trying to buy them back, you know? So he was like, just keep them, you know. I mean, don't get any more, but just keep them. And I agreed with them, after we talked for a while, which is funny because I never really feel like selling shit. Normally, I never look at any of my stuff and go, I want to sell it. I buy it because I'm passionate about it and I dig it, But
yeah, I hate selling shit. I just recently sold like a bunch of old wrestling figures, and I sold a couple. Like I told myself, I was like, don't sell any of the new Mattel ones because they kick the shit out of the old ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I sold all my old ones, but then I started selling some of the Mattel ones, and now I completely regret selling those. But
yeah,
it's because of the $70 I got for the one figure. It was worth it. Actually, probably me keeping, but
hey,
no, not the John Cena, no.
Oh God. I'm happy to say I don't own one John Cena figure.
Yeah.
You own 17.
Yes. No.
Shit, if I had a John Cena figure, he would be a goon. Like, straight up goon for for like the Joker or for Two-Face or something. Like Arkham City style.
Someone to kill.
Yeah.
Kill in the scene.
I think that...
Shoot him right in the head.
He'd be either Punch or Judy. My money's on Judy.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about doing a video about that too. Like, what figures do people get to be like the background guys, or like, if a character has like they're dressed down, what would be what figures would you get to do that with? Because like that's one thing that I always wanted to do, and I've only done with a handful of figures, and right now trying to start, I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know where to start.
There's a Happy Worker has a.
Oh yeah, I saw those.
A couple of those figures. They're still pretty cheap. You can get them for like $15.
Yeah.
$15, I think, or I got a couple for $10.
Wow. On eBay or on their site?
On eBay or Amazon. Usually they go for cheaper on probably Amazon. I would assume.
Huh. Yeah, I might check them out. That's a good one. I forgot about them because I remember you did a video.
I started
about
picking up those Plan B toys too because if you want to do like a Captain America World War II setup, they're only $10 and you get all these accessories, dude. They're super detailed. They're awesome. I got that Jeep.
Yeah, I saw your video for that.
Came with a driver. I'm gonna do a full review on that thing. It's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
It's so well detailed and shit, and like it comes with a driver, and he comes with like guns and shit, and his own accessories.
I really want
with, like, a
the
big machine
modern
gun on top.
ones. The modern ones are the ones I saw. The SWAT ones you had, or I think they were SWAT or they were Delta Force or something. You had some like
Yeah, the
modern.
Delta Force ones.
Those guys look awesome.
Yeah, those are tough to find though.
Exactly.
Those, oh my god.
I was like, fuck, man. Of course, the ones that I like are the ones that you can't find. Because I'm not a World War II. Like, I'm not a World War II guy. Like, I appreciate the stuff those guys have done. I know it was fucking difficult, and like reading about it, I'm like, damn. But when it comes to like the figures and the representation of them in action figure form, I'm just not interested in like pipe bombs and fucking, old school Uzis and shit. Like, it just something about the aesthetics. Everything is so grimy and so like almost bare bones. It's not interesting to me visually. But
yeah.
But for a Captain America type thing, to have like the Howling Commandos and have the old school cap, it'd be something to do with my fucking first Avenger cap.
Yeah.
So that figure's in a box somewhere, just sitting there. Because one day I was like, yeah, I gotta like clean house and like just put the best version. Because like I'm a Cap fan and I have like so many fucking Captain America figures, man. It's ridiculous. And I had them all out at one point, and I was just like, damn, this is too much. This is like flaunting that shit, man. I should just put the one I like the best out, and then put the other ones up. This is too much. I mean, even though it's my fucking man cave, I can do whatever the fuck I want, but like as I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, I look like a fucking greedy kid with like, 15 Captain Americas sitting out or 20 Captain Americas out there. It's like, that's too much, man. But I don't know. I mean, technically that's what this is for. You display it, you look at it, you geek out, and you go on about your business. But I figured I would scale down. And now I got boxes of like all these Avengers that I have so many different versions of, like Cap, Thor, and who else do I have a whole bunch of? Nick Fury, the Hulk, and Iron Man. I have so many of those guys. It's ridiculous. And I'm just like, man, why do I have so many of these figures? It's weird. And then like there's ones that I really dig, like the Ultimate Iron Man. I always dug that. Even though the figure is not perfect, the Marvel Select version, it's still my favorite version. Yeah. It's my favorite Iron Man suit because it feels like a suit. It doesn't look like a guy in tights with like cosplay parts on and shit. You know what I mean? Like it feels like RoboCop, like a fucking big ass armored powerhouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's weird. This whole collecting action figures and then like assessing what you have and what works and what doesn't work, and it's like, man, this is crazy because you start seeing things that you never thought you would see when you kind of look at your collection as a whole. But
yeah, it's like you said, like how the hell did I get all these? Like it's just like over the years, like you're still yearning for more, and then like holy shit, when did this occur? It's like me with Batman and you with Batman, you know what I mean? And like
we got so many.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Stop to take inventory and you're like,
oh shit, when did this occur?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's fun. The journey's fun. It's just like at one point, I remember like when I was getting really like filling up my case of G.I. Joes and shit, and I was like, damn, I didn't know I had that many, and I have a lot of like troops. So I was like, damn, I didn't realize when I was collecting that I had all these Joes. I knew I had a lot, but I didn't think I had that many. And then I looked at the vehicles, and I'm like, where the fuck do I put all these vehicles and stuff? Like, I have to stop at some point. So like, me and my older son are like trading vehicles and shit. I'm like, okay, you can take this big vehicle, and I'll take this small one if you want. Or I'll give you this big one, and you give me like 2 of your small ones, and I'll put these up here. Because like, you run out of space, and I don't want to really run out of space, but it's gotten to a point where I'm kind of like, I got to calm down with some of this shit, or be a little bit more decisive about what I'm going to get. You know what I mean? So I don't just fill up space that I could actually use for something else. Now that I've done that, though, my space looks a little bit better because it's not just cramped with a whole bunch of shit. Oh my god. It's crazy, man. I'm glad that the epiphany happened. But it's not an easy epiphany because you're like, I want this. Oh my god, I want this. So
It's like you need to kind of like ease up.
yeah,
I still want stuff. I want this.
I know, right?
We were into around the movie and like not even afterward.
Yeah.
Like I probably have the most of those.
Uh-huh.
But like, and then like I said, then it was cops. Then it was actually fucking. Then it was visionaries. Then it was cops, and then it was.
Shit, you still have visionaries?
I probably still have some of them somewhere. At least I think I only had like 3 or 4.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
about
like
to say, because most people are trying to get those, like fans from back in the day. They're trying to get them because they're like the in between from like it was like GI Joe's, Visionaries, and then Cops as far as size goes, because the Visionaries were a little bit bigger than Joe's.
Yeah, they're bigger than Joe's and smaller than Cops. I got some of those too. So
I had one, and I don't even. He was red and blue. That's all I remember. I don't even think I lost the fucking. Or maybe we got him at a yard sale. He didn't have the hologram on his chest, and we got him like at least 10 or 15 years after the show was like long since done. Like he didn't even have his helmet. It was just like a bald-headed guy, or maybe he had brown hair, and he had like a almost all red costume, but then like spots were blue, and that's all I remember. I don't even remember what animal he should have been. I have no fucking clue. I haven't even.
Like I said, I don't know why. I mean, it was a cool idea, obviously, and freaking like 9-year-old me thought it was cool.
I did too, man. I never saw him in the store. That's why I never got him.
I think that's why I only had like 3, because I think they were hard to track down.
Yeah, they were cool though, man. I remember. I should probably bring those up and see if show Alexander those, because he was talking about picking up, like he's into knights all of a sudden, so he's buying like trying to get Lego knights and things like that. And I'm like, he asked me if there were any 6-inch, action figures that were knights, and I'm like, well, there's Spawn, there's like medieval Spawn and shit like that, and then there's the Mystic Knights of Tournanog, which I have a whole bunch of those, and I let him use those. I practically gave him all of them, but he never plays with them. So I was like, well, there's Lego Knights, and then there's Imaginext, and then there's like, Mega Bloks type stuff. You could look at that kind of shit because you like to build. And I never even thought about the Spectral Knights from fucking Visionaries, although it'll probably be harder to find those.
Yeah.
I haven't looked on eBay in a while for that, so it's possible they might not be so difficult to track down,
By the time you gave him to him, I told you, he was over.
By the time I gave him the Mystic Knights. No, that's the thing. He's got ADHD. So like there a lot of stuff he might actually be into it, but his attention span is like nothing. And his dad doesn't help fortify his attention span. He doesn't really spend time with him. So I spend more time with him, and I usually try to introduce him to more things so that he'll, he can, if he loses interest in this one thing, we already got something else lined up.
Exactly. So you just kind of set up like a round robin kind of thing.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want this? Well, okay. Well, you're back to this. It's like, okay, out of that, well, head to this.
Yep. And it works. I mean, most times it works. It's just that after he goes over to his dad's house, we're back to square one. So every week we have to reset, because it's like, you get so far, and then it's like time to go to dad's in the middle of the week. And then when he comes back on Saturday or Sunday, I mean, it's like we start from scratch, because he doesn't even remember that we had the conversation. I have to like jog his memory that we had this conversation. Oh, you're the one that we were talking about that with. Like, yeah, obviously. It's fucking annoying.
Should just record it and just like play it for him in his room.
Oh my god. I don't have the patience. That's the thing. I used to be way more patient with a lot of stuff. Now, because he's older, I'm like, dude, you should know better. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're clearly not trying. Holy crap! Yeah, I found some. $50 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
That may be close to like retail.
Yeah.
Because they were big, and they came with there was a hologram on the chest, and it was also like
a staff.
Like a staff that had a hologram on it too. For some reason, it made them worth like $8. I think, which again was like, That's why I got like one at a time whenever I was able to get them. But
Here's the one I had. His name was Cryotech. This is exactly him.
wow,
Holy crap. That's funny. There's a freaking video game company called Cryotech. I wonder if that's where they got their. That's the folks that make Far Cry. I wonder if
yeah,
they got their name from this character.
I'd laugh.
That'd be hilarious. It wouldn't surprise me though, because most video game producers are children of the '80s anyway.
So that's their frame of reference.
Holy shit! There's a lot of 5 of them for $399.99. Yeah, you can suck my dick. There's no way. No fucking way. What the hell is this?
Are they plated in gold instead?
I know. They're in their package, but that's it. Yeah, nope.
Oh yeah, definitely worth
I know, $400.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely worth that.
There's this big ship that they have called the Dagger Assault Ship. It actually looks pretty cool. It doesn't cost as much as those figures does, and that's ridiculous. This vehicle's huge. It's weird too because you think back to when we were kids and sometimes some of the figures weren't as amazing as we remember them, but vehicles tended to be amazing when you look back at what we got back in the day compared to what we get now. Like when I went back and I got all this cop stuff and I'm looking at the copter, even though my copter is not in mint condition, still I can play with it if I wanted to, and on display it doesn't look like shit, And the freaking it's a 2-seater for 6-inch Joes essentially. 6-inch figures today don't even get vehicles. That's nuts that they made that back in the day, or all the two. Yeah. Technically, they're all 2-seater things where it's one guy drives and one guy stands on top or on the back or something, and they're all pretty big and they're scaled up from G.I. Joe. And nowadays, if they made the same exact thing, same materials and everything, they would charge you 4 times what the fucking figure costs, or what the vehicle costs, and it's nuts because none of the vehicles are as big. They always find a way to scale it down and still leave room for you to fit the figure into it. So it looks weird. It looks like a go-kart. They did that a lot with modern G.I. Joe figures, vehicles that in the movie, they were ginormous, or they could fit 10 people in them, fit 2. And you're just why are 2 people cramped up in this vehicle that's supposed to be a carrier for lots of people as it was in the movie? It's just weird, And then you move over to the cheap stuff, when you go one aisle over in Toys R Us, it's military themed stuff from Chap May. It's all the True Heroes and True Legends and all that craziness. And all those vehicles fit tons of characters. You can fit your Joes everywhere. You can, the vehicles themselves, scale wise, they're huge. I mean, the carriers can fit 20 guys in there. The planes are huge, that AC-130 I have. It's fucking ginormous.
That thing looks like.
It's just weird. Back in the day, that's what we got, though. That was common, and we didn't break the bank either. Now it's God forbid, unless it's Chap May or True Heroes or whatever, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. It's so weird. I guess it all goes back to this what we were starting to talk about with if they don't have to. They won't.
They're not going.
So people are going to
change costs money.
I know, right? Apparently, it's weird. That's another reason why for one thing I would recommend to a lot of people collecting figures is fucking going to the thrift store. When you go to the thrift shop, man, sometimes you find stuff for so cheap, awesome. I found a tumbler. It was 100%. In good shape. It just didn't have the missiles. And it was $3. Try looking up what the tumbler cost. The first tumbler, the one that came out when Batman Begins first came out. Try looking for that shit now on eBay. You're going to spend at least $50. I'm almost 100% sure that you're going to spend a ton in comparison. But I got it for $3. I think most vehicles that I picked up from there, I picked up for less than $10, which is crazy, especially when they're in good shape. We go to one of the thrift stores that's on the rich. It's in the rich part of town, well, of Columbus. So it's like it's not a long drive, but it's a drive, and we always find shit that it's like, why did someone throw this out? It doesn't make any sense, and I'm not going to complain though. It's perfect for us. We can use it. It's not broken, and I don't know. We didn't pay an arm and a leg for it, so it's like, this is perfect.
Well, that's why they left it out there for you.
I know, right? Yeah,
They saw no use for it, so I was like, well, I can definitely do something with this.
exactly. Yeah, man, this shit is 30. I'm sorry, 20 to, let me see, the most expensive one I see so far is $59.99. Excuse me, sorry. Shit.
No problem. And I don't even know like who was like. I definitely don't remember. I don't even remember anybody's name. So like, I can't tell. Well, this guy was like the leader, or like who the bad guys were. So I'm trying to think who might be like the more valuable ones. I'm like, no idea.
Didn't the leader have like an owl for his animal?
I want to say yes.
Because I remember that I like owls. I've always liked that bird. And I always was like, I want that guy because that guy is, cool. I always like the leader characters. A lot of people don't, but I always dug the freaking leader characters. But yeah, that's the only thing I remember about him. I don't remember what he did. I don't remember what his like specialty was or anything. I just remember I think he was blue and he had an owl for totem or whatever they were.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm going to look up that cartoon because I swear I know the cartoon was on. It used to come on at like 4 o'clock in the morning when we were kids. And I saw it like once or twice, or maybe it was like 6. I remember cartoons started really early when we were kids, like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe even earlier. My favorite one of my favorites was Dragon Warrior. There was a cartoon for Dragon Warrior. Akira Toriyama did the artwork, so it looked like Dragon Ball. And
yes.
It used to come on at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So we'd wake up, it'd still be dark, and then we'd watch it, and then when it's finished, we'd go right back to sleep.
Yeah, I definitely pulled out a bunch of times. Woke up, I was watching something way back when it was dawn at like 6.
Yeah.
So I try to wake up and get at 6:30, and then freaking I would just go right back home.
Ronin Warriors was like that too. Ronin Warriors used to come on at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's like all the anime stuff used to come on really, really early, and then like all the mainstream like American cartoons would come on like after between 7 and 8 o'clock. It's weird how times change because now like there's nothing. If you have Cartoon Network or Boomerang, yeah, you got something, but outside of that, you don't have shit because they officially no longer show cartoons on regular television, network television.
Yeah, I really don't. Amazing. I don't understand that like at all.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess since everything has become kind of a business, and I shouldn't say a business, but it's because everyone's capitalizing off of everything. The cable channels learned that they could capitalize off of that, and if no one's producing any new stuff, everything is just old cartoons being syndicated and rerun. And then there's the cable channels that produce the new stuff. You wouldn't have anything to show. But you'd think that somebody would be like, let's keep showing the old stuff that we used to show that kids like, that now is becoming mainstream again. Show G.I. Joe again. Show Thundercats. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But whatever.
Who wants to see that stuff? A lot of Transformers alum. I can't even call Latta a Transformer alum, but yeah, Chris Latta, of course, played the leader on Visionaries instead of the second in command.
What? He was? So he could do a heroic voice? Wow. Yeah, I have to find that shit.
No, he was a villain leader.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes, he was one of his underlings.
Who?
Peter Cullen.
What? He was a bad guy on that show?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
I wonder if he was like the noble bad guy. Some shows are good for that too, where it's like, the one who won't cheat.
Yeah.
So he pisses all the other bad guys off.
Yep. Wow.
His character's named Sindar.
Wow.
He was a gorilla.
You gotta love those old 1980s action, hero and villain names, man.
Awesome, man.
He-Man is the absolute worst fucking web store. Get the fuck out of here. I remember the first time I realized what it was, like the first time I realized how bad these names were. Fucking Spy Door. Like, get out of here. That's fucking horrible. You didn't even try. You fucking, there's a bad guy named Goat Man. I'm like, oh my God. And these cats made money. Oh my God, my heart. I can't take it.
Just remember, it was in a room full of adults.
Exactly.
This is the best they can come up with.